Welcome to the den, everyone, and today I'm going to be talking about what if the Detroit Lions kept Jim Caldwell. Let's get this started. So my thing is I decided, okay, I saw a bunch of people talking about Jim Caldwell the other day, and that they still believe that he should not have been fired, and that he should be the coach for the Detroit Lions. I honestly saw people saying we should have hired Jim Caldwell this offseason because they know that he can make the team good. I'm going to tell you what would have happened if we kept going with Jim Caldwell. So let's go over 2014 for 2017 and our record years. 2014, we went 11-5. Best record that we had in the last decade. We had Reggie Bush, Marvin Jones, sorry, not Marvin Jones, we had Golden Tate, Calvin Johnson, Stafford. We had this top 5 defense and everything, and it went really, really well. But next year we went to 7-9. I wonder what happened. Then we went to 9-7. And according to this, in that same year, we went 9-7. If we go here, he had 8 comeback wins. That means he only had 1 win that wasn't a comeback of his 9-7 record. That's not sustainable. 2017, he had another 9-7. So we had great year, terrible year, mediocre year, which was a miraculously a mediocre year, then a mediocre year, or mediocre. Sorry, excuse me. That is not sustainable for your team in records. And you may say, oh, well, it's amazing that he even got those teams to 9-7. For at least for 2017. No. It is his fault that he sucks. His 2014 draftees, Eric Ebron, arguably one of our biggest busts, not named TC Moore. Kyle Van Noy, didn't even know how to use him. He leaves Caldwell, and he's fantastic. Swanson, not even a starter once he left. Nevin Lawson, the guy was alright, but was terrible, honestly, for Detroit. And honestly, none of these other guys really did anything, and he kept TJ Jones for the longest time. 2015, this guy was a bust with us. He leaves Tomlinson leaves, and he becomes one of the better guards for the New Orleans Saints. There we go. Amir Abdullah, bust. One of our biggest busts of the last decade. Alex Carter, same. His first 3 players were a bust. Gabe Wright didn't do anything. Burton was a good fullback. And Corner Diggs was our only good player. That's it. Look at this. 358 rushing attempts, and it took him that much. He had 1,408 yards. 2016. Taylor Decker, great pick, but he was not as good with. In 2017, he did not have a good year. Sean Robinson, bust. Glasgow and Decker, good. I love to see it. Good players. Kilber, bust. Dahl, solid. Williams and the rest of these players didn't really do anything. And Washington, even honestly, has had a better career in New Orleans than he had us. 2017. Bust. Could have been elite if we used him correctly. And he was a bust. Caldwell, nor Patricia knew how to use him. T. Tabor, arguably the biggest bust we had in the last decade. In fact, wasn't even arguably, was the biggest bust we had in a decade. Galladay, great. Only player that's done anything, other than Jamal Agnew for special teams. So that means he drafted, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4. At 4 drafts, he drafted real, meaningful players. He sucked at drafting. It took him Bob Quinn to get Kenny Galladay, Taylor Decker, and Graham Glasgow. It took Quinn to do that. And Quinn straight up admitted he didn't know how to draft. for Jim Caldwell. His only good player in his first 2 years as a coach that he drafted was Quandre Diggs. Burton didn't even last on the team all that long. Solid fullback, but that's honestly even a reach to draft a fullback in the 5th. 16 and 17, the only good player, he only got 2 good players out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 draft picks. He drafted the biggest busts of the last decade: Davis, Tabor, Abdullah, Tomlinson, Van Noy, Ebron. We look back at him fondly because he went 9 and 7, even though he was clearly destroying the team. He just wasn't being like Patricia and scaring players out of the team. He relied heavily on free agents. Think about it. Caldwell's players that made us even have success weren't even his guys that he developed. Marvin Jones, Golden Tate, Calvin Johnson, Ndamukong Suh, Stafford. In fact, you know what? I'm going to take out Johnson and Suh because they were only there for a year. I'm going to give him the players that he had in the majority: Golden Tate, Marvin Jones, Stafford. Players he did not develop. He didn't even have Reggie Bush, and Reggie Bush would suck the next year. Darius Slay, not his draft pick. Zeke Ansah, not his draft pick. Glover Quinn, not his draft pick. Caldwell was just bound to do a Matt Patricia and fail and fail and fail. When you have a GM who straight up admits he didn't know how to draft players for you, that is bad. That does not ever lead to success. Look at this. We started 1 and 4. I'm sorry, 1 and 3, and we barely won the first game. And then according to this, like I said, 8 comeback wins in that season. That means Caldwell should have had a 1 and 15 season, and he definitely would have got fired. But he was bailed out by the best clutch kicker in football and the best clutch quarterback in football in Stafford. The man literally got the most comeback wins in a decade because Caldwell couldn't coach. Caldwell was not a good coach. If we kept Caldwell for at least 1 more year, then we would have had another year sucking. And you know what might have happened? The Lions would have kept Quinn, and he probably would have hired maybe Patricia. Who knows? Maybe he would have hired Josh McDaniels instead of Matt Patricia. Maybe he would have hired some Patriot boy. Quinn would have chosen another head coach that would have failed under him because Quinn couldn't do anything either. Caldwell is not the guy. Was never the guy. He's not that guy, pal. He's not that guy. You wanna know who is that guy? This guy's that guy. This guy's that guy. This man right here, he's that guy. Jim Caldwell's not that guy, pal. Not that guy. And continues to be. He wasn't the guy for Indianapolis. He wasn't the guy for Detroit. We would have gone either 9 and 7 again, maybe, or we would have gone 2 and 14. And that, I believe, is fact. Because that's what his career showed. That's what his drafting showed. It's just how it went. Alright. That's the video for today, guys, and I will see you later.